Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's video on YouTube. Basically, this is me doing another garden touring around video, of course. I can't see any people around here across my backyard garden. And I'm trying to be very secretive because I do not want people wanting to peep right over at me. Because, well, it's all about, of course, yes, just like the YouTube community guidelines, you need to be very private when making videos on YouTube. Well, sort of. Maybe. Who knows? If you're trying to show what you're basically showing. Especially if you're going to be like filming other people, which is often considered rude. But then, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at the bird feeder, which has been unfortunately topped off by some really naughty squirrels, possibly some birds. I think, or it could be the wind. I think it might be the wind who has basically dumped the amount of chopped nuts. And what is with that fucking old? Yeah, that shed is becoming a complete derelict. I mean, look at that. Nothing has made it completely and utterly fixed. Yeah, it's a bit decrepit, that sort of place. I don't know. But there you go, that is the bird feeder that I've just shown to you. Right, let me just go ahead and show you some of the other bird feeders. I did relocate the lantern-shaped bird feeder because I felt like it was not attracting that much bird life. And if you don't know what day I'm actually making this video on, it is St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is, of course, it's a big celebration in Ireland, of course, if you don't know, if you know what I mean. Obviously, I could probably find a pot of gold anywhere. Unfortunately, no. Anyways, so I've got this lantern feeder here, and I've also got this regular bird feeder here. Not sure how much bird life is going to be highly attracted as months go by, because I think as the weather warms up, birds will find food of themselves. And of course, yes, I can start to see some mint, which has been very much dug out like so. And I can actually hear a bell. I think that comes from a cat, but I don't know whose cat is it. Yes, I've got some more dead nasturtiums. It's been the hallmark for like dead nasturtiums. And right on the top of where my backyard garden is, there's the big bird's nest, but I can't tell which bird is nesting here. Somehow I've got no idea about that. I think it's pretty much best to be said. There's actually quite a few laws around when it comes to the backyard gardening. It's interesting in how my backyard garden has changed. I might also talk about quite a few subjects I might probably talk about. There's a stinging nettle there. There is a lot of grass, which obviously has been growing quite rampantly because of the strong spring sunshine, and we're coming up towards summer, which is quite a very nice sign to know. I might have to probably think about flattening all of that soil so that everything is all nice and stable. Unless you thought there was a siren outside, let me just do a jump cut. Actually, there is one more thing I'm going to do, and that is to pour out all of that rainwater that we had yesterday. So it's quite surprised that we had some rainwater yesterday. There you go, all completely empty. And yes, it's another one of these rough and ready type videos on YouTube. And of course, yes, I'm making on Tuesday, which is probably not one of the best days to record videos and blah blah. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and overtake the crow's noise, which I can actually see there's a crow that's purred. Why do crows really love to take over my videos? That's not very nice of them. And I'm just gonna pretty much make full use of what I've got here so far. And yes, I can't believe it. It's actually coming up nicely so far. I mean, look how bright and blue. It's not that hazy. Not too hazy at least, because I don't know, I think the blue sky is doing it for me, but hey, there's not that much cloud. It's actually right, to be honest, looking quite good, to be honest. If it was a really hot day, I'd probably say yay, until the weather starts to become even more, how would you say it, unadaptable. But I'm already adapted to hot weather, crikeys. Right, there's actually quite a few things I want to speak about, what I'm going to be talking about in today's backyard garden tour. We don't use peat. Obviously, I think 2 years ago, I think in the UK, we've actually introduced new widespread bans on using peat. And also, like, well, let's just say something that was more to do with peatland, I think, because we want to protect our environment and whatnot. And of course, yes, hey, thank goodness my backyard garden doesn't have that much in the way of peat because I'm not really that built next to a wetland or whatnot. Hey, but hey, you know what? Our soils are quite moist, so there's nothing wrong about that. Anyways, I might as well just pretty much go back on what I'm seeing here. Okay, I can't see any stinging nettles here. I can see a lot of mint, and the crow is taking over my videos. nice that we're seeing so much mint all over in the place, although quite a lot of it has been damaged by, I'd probably say, caterpillar activity. I don't know. It obviously seems that the crows want to take over for me. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know why. Anyways, of course, yes, we've got some beautiful looking scenery, I suppose, eh? And actually, if I go up towards the further end of my backyard garden, we've got some beautiful bluebells. Pretty nice to know. And I don't know why am I actually speaking quite nonchalantly this time, because normally I'm the sort of guy who often speaks quite ambiguously intense. But anyways, I'm just going to be a bit more chilled and a bit more relaxed because I haven't got that much to say, haven't I? Right, so obviously, yes, I haven't really worked and researched about why we've basically banned a specific type of peat. I think because, you know, peatlands are very much important for our ecosystem, and, you know, there is actually something about peatlands. It's like the main source that has been used as coal, I think. If you take, like, you know, years and years, and who knows, let's just say centuries, if not, you know, a millennium to just wait for peatlands to disappear, then they'll just become coal, perfect for running steam engines, right? I might have to probably work out and research about peat, I think. But anyways, hey, can't believe it. My backyard garden is, it's coming up all nicely. I'll show you some of the updates I've got to research shortly. Oh, we've got a stinging nettle. That is what it is. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm actually going to get rid of this nasty, horrible stinging nettle that's actually growing in my backyard garden. I can just see what that was. Right, I'm going to grab Mr. Shovel, but we're not going to be smashing up toys because we're only going to be backyard gardening. Quite rare that I often seem to use that as something a little bit different. And I'm also wearing shorts. No big surprise, I'm also wearing shorts in the middle or the late part of March. And I'm actually going to have some very serious trouble to basically dig out this thing. Well, I'm going to move out the plastic Chinese container away, I think. And I could have just thrown it away or basically used for something else, but I'm just going to dig it out because obviously not only they're weeds, but they pose a particular serious health hazard because of their stinging abilities, and that's why I'm getting rid of them. Also, I think, hey, you know what, that's like a very good site to grow all kinds and all sorts of different things I like to grow. Pretty awesome, isn't it? And the wind is taking over, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting myself ready for my trip to Northfield because I've got some stupid dumbness. Sorry if I have to swear here because that job is absolutely painful. You know, Tuesdays are basically my Mondays now. I mean, when do I stop ranting about going onto the fact of having my trip to Northfield and just not having to do something else? Man, what am I going to do now? But anyways, I'm just going to leave this video here because, you know what, I'm a bit of a very uncertain position at the moment here, eh? At the same time, I'm trying to do my best to make myself really healthy and somewhat manageable, because there's nothing wrong of just having me tired and just having to pose my risk of actually stressing the hell out of here. Also, next week is the 3rd of March, the very last day. Ooh, what's going to happen? Do you think is it going to be a very good month ending, or is it going to be a bad ending? Well, let's just see about that. Personally, I think March ends on the 28th. I don't know, I'm just probably saying otherwise because of some recent events that have been around on my YouTube channel. And yes, I'm totally glad that I'm actually able to make more videos now. I mean, that's all I can really say here. Not that many birds I could probably see here. It's a bit of a quiet and nonchalant start to the day of what could possibly go wrong here. Who knows about that? Anyways, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm just going to leave this video here as it is. I'm going to go and get myself changed and get myself ready. So please give this video a very good like if you really enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more flat videos in the future. And as always, thanks so much for watching and bye for now. Jeez, it's getting windy. Also, I've got something special that I might be popping out from like another video's time.